Afternoons with Zweli on 947.
Dropping all your favorite afternoon beats from 12 to 3.
I thought I'd come here and talk about very, very, very serious things. You know that we deal with the toughest current affairs topics over here. I mean, Mandy, we know what you got on us on Afternoons with Zweli. Clement Mayatela, what y'all talking about there on 702? We deal with the real hard-hitting news.
Breaking news.
So, Duduzane Zuma made one of his first public appearances as becoming the MK party's deputy president. A party led by his father. Shock, no, nothing shocking about that. What was somewhat shocking is what happened when he made his first appearance. This is what he said.
Amanja. Oh, okay.
One more time.
Amanja. Oh, okay.
Now, firstly, you had like a business luncheon situation. Why are we saying Amandla? Who you saying it to? He even surprised himself because, I mean, even at the end.
Amanja. Oh, okay.
But you know what? I thought of the bigger issue over here, the deeper issue. It got me thinking about something that we've all seen before. Maybe we've been there as well. Good old nepotism. Do you know what? You are family. All your brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, and your family. And nepotism, we must be honest, it starts young. Remember when there was a dad who coached the under-12 football team back in primary school? Somehow, your friend is captain. They are the worst in the squad, but because their dad is there, they are captain. And you know what? I was upset when I was young, and I was like, you know what? We are family. All my brothers, sisters, and me. My son will be captain. I'll also send him to the provincials over there and let the other kids who deserve it stay at home. How about a parent suddenly being a principal and then their child is head boy? And then you really, really enter the serious stuff. Now, I'm talking about the big dogs. This is where it really all goes down. It's fun when you're young, right? But what happens now when we get to the serious things and we are in the workplace? You've got the qualifications. You've been there for years. Then your manager arrives with half your experience. But the surname and connections, they are connecting those surnames, right? Connecting very hard the names and surnames over there. I want to find out about your best nepotism story. And you know what? Could be friends as well. I always say nepotism, the true definition of it, I guess someone would really look at the direct family benefit. But I think that if you've got friends as well and you're putting them in, I mean, might as well be, call a spade a spade. It's the same thing. When have you seen connections beat qualifications? No, I'm being for real. I want you to let me know. And maybe it's you. Maybe your dad owns a company and now you're running it too. I'm not here to judge you. In actual fact, I wish my dad had a company that I could run and then I'd also be fine at the end of the day. We look down on it a lot of the time. Yes, it is wrong. But sometimes you're a nepo baby and you know what? You can't help yourself. Do they want you to say no to that job? Because be honest, you're not going to.
947.
Having a really fun chat about nepo babies because this happened just the other day. This is Jacob Zuma's son.
Amanja. Oh, okay.
And he was at a business situation. I didn't really care too much about the information. I just thought, you see what happens. So what happens when Zazi has put you there. But I was honest and I said that I haven't always thought that it's the worst thing in the world. If you're going to be hooked up with the job, then you are at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Yes, it sucks a lot of the time because someone probably has less experience than you and then they're going to be put to the front. But if you've got to be honest with yourself, what are you going to do in that situation? I'm going to open up a whole can of worms over here. So there's a message that has come in. Someone saying, Zweli, the thing about being a nepo baby is growing up, all the privilege is perceived normal. I only knew I was one because I was told. a senior member of the WITS admission staff telling me what I could study there as we sat on the couch in our holiday home. Genuinely didn't go to WITS because I knew I'd feel like I'd earn anything. And that's true sometimes, you know. It's just things I had not handed to you. It sounds all so terrible, but you know what I mean. It is what it is. Anyway, I said I'll tell you my story if you tell me yours, right? So please send your voice note now on 066-3818-609. But it was once upon a time. It was in the year of our Lord, I think about 2015. So I was still doing overnights. Yeah. I was still doing 4 to 7 on weekends. And then I'd stand in for people during the week. But the stand-ins weren't like now. The stand-ins were like, can you stand in for Garth on Monday morning from midnight until 6 a.m.? And you're like, oh my goodness, 6 hours? So nonetheless, I knew someone who knew someone, or my dad knew someone who knew someone. It was a family friend, an uncle. They had a really big position over there. And yeah, there was talks and chats and would you be willing to move to such and such a station, get this much money, and you'll be on a daytime lineup? I wish I was making this up. It's true. But I eventually said no. And that is just because, you know, I'm old enough at that stage to be like, I want to do things my way. And I never wanted people to think that my dad pulled strings and whatnot. But it was very close. It was very close. I said no. And look at me. Now I sit here broke in front of you when I could have been over there making millions.
947.
Getting your job. Did you get some help? Are you a nepo baby? Ain't no shame. Swoo in Alberton, says Zweli. I'm going to expose myself. My uncle got me my first proper job. I arrived at the interview and basically knew that I was going to get the job. Maybe I even knew where I was going to sit. But when I was busy, so this is now where we are going to fight with you. But Swoo assures us that he still wore a suit and answered all the questions because we must respect what he calls the theatre of employment. The theatre of employment. Never heard that one before. Let's go to another message over here. Ayanda says, the worst isn't even when the nepo baby gets the job. It's when everybody has to pretend that they are amazing at it. Suddenly we're saying, what incredible leadership we're seeing over here. About someone who sent an email saying, please advise DX.
Afternoon, Zweli.
Hello.
Well, I have my 8 to 4 office work that I do Monday to Friday. Then I have my side hustle that I do during weekends, where I collect money for at least my office days petrol. There's this one undertaker that I'm actually driving for during weekends, so I'm freelancing. Whatever undertaker that called me during that weekend, I avail myself. So there's this one that pays me double the other undertakers. And you know what? Now it hasn't been calling me. Why? Because the son of the owner is back from school. Now the son of the owner is the one driving during weekends. Yeah.
Hi, Zweli. So the same thing happened to me. My previous manager, who now got medically boarded, had like a diploma. On the other hand, I had like an honors. Instead of appointing me in the position, they appointed the guy. Mainly because he was very good friends with my manager, and they come from the same ethnic group. It was a disaster, Zweli.
Hey, Zweli. Hope you're having a good day. December 2025. I worked for one of the big tech companies in Johannesburg. My peer went on maternity leave and she came back as my manager. And turns out she was very buddy, pally with the regional director and his chummies. They obviously went to university together and she was hired via his pipeline. But yeah, it kind of sucked because she pushed me out in a very malicious manner. So still kind of reading the effects. So yeah, these nepo stories do get out of hand, and it's actually sad what happens in corporate.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that every now and then, you know, it will be like, okay, this one got the job, but at least they can do it. But 95% of the time, they're absolutely terrible at their jobs. And then you actually, you've got to pretend now, like, oh wow, look at that. Liam is doing such an amazing job, when you actually know that this person isn't qualified and all they're doing is drowning all our hard work.
947